It's the holiday season up here where the air is rare. And if you're anything like me, well, I know what's on your wish list. Trip to the playoffs, a spot high atop the mountain, fresh new pair of goggles. Well, let's open up our version of a weekly sports present as we climb Mahomes Mountain. Isn't that great?
That was nice.
Can I ask you a question?
Isn't that lovely?
Really well done.
Can I ask you a question?
Sweet by me. What?
Because you obviously didn't put in, want to do the cool AI intro or even the green screen intro, which is fine. I'm not asking you to do that every week. Did you forget to put the goggles on?
You know what?
And then when you saw it in your script, you realized they were sitting next to you, so you meekly raised them up?
I'm having a bad hair day. If I put the goggles on, I'll just never recover.
I think you have to put them on. I have bad hair days all the time.
That's true. See?
There
My
we go.
hairpiece, it's going crazy. It's time for Mahomes Mountain.
Thank you, Kevin Wildes. All right.
It does look better like that.
Yeah, of course.
Adds a
You're
certain
giving
gravitas to
effort.
the segment.
Especially with the snow coming.
All right, here is who's off the mountain. Now, I've got it. I put Jordan Love off for injury because if you miss a game, you're off. And I assumed Love, every time a guy's gotten a concussion, they've missed.
Yeah.
Right, but it seems like they are open to the possibility that he's going to play this week. So maybe that was premature. If so, I apologize. But I thought just concussion for quarterbacks meant at least 1 week. Maybe it doesn't. Obviously, everyone else is done for the season with an injury. And then also off the mountain, Shador's performance of a 60 passer rating did not impress me the way I think it did Brew. Jackson Dart, they asked him to stop running, and as it turns out, that won't work. He had 2 passing yards in the first half, 31 in the second half. That was a problem. Tua lost his job to a guy named Quinn Ewers, who's also off the mountain. He can't play at the moment. Young player, maybe one day. Not an NFL quarterback right now. Speaking of not an NFL quarterback right now, Chris Oladukin, yikes. And then I called this guy Quinn Cook in the document. That's an old guard for the Warriors.
Yeah.
It's Brady Cook, but I was thinking of Brady Quinn Cook, whatever. Row 7.
Quinn Cooks, like, wow. Kitchens.
Nobody cares, but I have to I took all my Anthony Joshua winnings and I made one of the greatest sports bets of my life that involved the only thing I needed to happen that didn't happen was the Bucks win the game. And they didn't win the game, and I would have won basically a brand new Toyota Highlander, and now I'm just mad at Baker and I might be done with him. I'll never forgive him. Kirk Cousins falls, JJ McCarthy, what are we doing? Gino! Give him his love, bro.
He's on there?
Back up! What do you mean? Against the Texans defense? Gino was out there cooking. They almost won.
That was a strange game.
Jacoby Brissett stays. Marcus Mariota, again, I don't know if he's playing or Josh Johnson. There's too many injuries. And I put Joe Flacco back up there because of how Phillip Rivers is playing. I'm like, you know what?
I saw him. I'm like, did I miss a game?
I just thought Joe Flacco's better than the quarterbacks off the mountain. I put him on there. Phillip Rivers can do it. Joe Flacco can do it. Row 6. Bo Nix drops. You might say that's a pretty steep drop for a guy whose team is the 1 seed. Don't care. Tyler Shuck has been playing quite well. I almost wanted to move Shuck up. He has been the best rookie quarterback, I guess. I think he's been better than Cam Ward this year, but Cam Ward moved up.
Starting to play better.
Yeah, and Cam played really well against what's left of the Chiefs. Bryce, Wildes guy.
In the playoffs.
Right now in the playoffs. I am stunned. What, Coach?
I've been a Carolina guy for a long time.
Yeah, but you've been a Carolina guy.
Upsets.
But Wildes is a Bryce guy.
Association.
Hold on, you're a Carolina guy. Wildes is just a Bryce guy. We all know Wildes doesn't like small southeastern markets. He doesn't like Carolina at all.
Roll Tide.
However, but he likes Bryce. Phillip Rivers, I know you're not winning. It's unbelievable what you're doing. And I just think Malik Willis, you're talking about Brew, like cold starters next year. Malik Willis, maybe they give him 1 year, $10 million bucks as a stopgap.
Him and Anthony Richardson.
I think Anthony Richardson might be.
He's probably better. He's better. But I'm just saying, similar stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think Richardson might need to go. Maybe Richardson goes to Green Bay, gets the Matt LaFleur rehabilitation treatment. I don't know. Row 5. CJ Stroud's was very fortunate. Nobody was watching Texans Raiders.
Yeah.
Very fortunate. That offense has a big problem right now. It seemed like maybe it was fixed. It's not fixed. Again, Lamar got hurt, but I think he's going to play, so he stays on the mountain. There was an argument to move Jalen Hurts up. I understand that. We will look at who is in the top 10. I don't know who we're going to replace him with. Sam Darnold, give you immense credit for overtime. It doesn't erase the first 58 minutes of that game, so he stays where he is. Jared Goff's numbers are great. The team's mediocre. I don't know what to do with it. He stays where he is. Row 4. There you go, Brew. Brock Purdy moved up. Yay.
It's not bad.
It's good. I mean, listen, he threw 5 touchdowns. He threw 5 touchdowns. I moved him up. I don't know what more people want from me. Dak Prescott drops a bit. Aaron Rodgers. Listen, America. I don't like it any more than you do. But the mountain is fair. Aaron Rodgers has been cooking. They're going to make the playoffs. He's feeling good. They win this week. He gets to give himself a bye, get rehab, spend some time with his wife, whatever he wants to do before the playoffs start, and see how everything's rolling. Joe Burrow, listen, has he had a row 4 or better season? He hasn't. Did he remind everyone this weekend, though, he's still Joe freaking Burrow? And, when he's happy playing football, I guess, that he's going to dominate? Yeah, I moved him back up. Row 3 might be the strongest collection of arms in the history of any row.
Wow.
There's 3 of the 4 strongest arms in the league. Josh Allen does have to move down. I understand. He has no help whatsoever except for the league's leading rusher. I get it. And an excellent offensive line. And maybe the best tight end room in the league. I get it. He has no help. He did not play his best game this weekend. I think he has been I think he will go into the playoffs as clearly the best quarterback on his side of the bracket, even though Drake Maye's had the best season, but he had to move down. Herbert, after having a really tough month, but playing through injury and winning, put it all together on Sunday and played statistically a great game in a spot his team needed. And now, in a story I don't know that anyone's fully recognized, the Chargers control their own destiny to win the AFC West. If the Chargers win the next 2 weeks against the Texans and then the Broncos, they win the AFC West, and Denver is a wild card. That's shocking, but it is what it is. And Caleb, none of it happens without the onside kick. The onside kick happened, and then Caleb had all-time moments. Now, people want to say, why didn't you do that for Darnold? Darnold had a nice drive. Caleb had maybe the 2 best throws of the year, and I like Caleb more. Row 2.
Yeah.
I jumped in front. Oh my God, look at that.
You're in charge of it.
What do you mean?
You're in charge of the mountain. What are you doing? You're in charge of the mountain.
You can't act surprised.
Oh my God, look at that. You do it.
Who saw that?
The present that, it's like when my wife opens up her own stocking. Oh, she put that in there.
It made you feel good, doesn't it? You like it. That's why you're referencing it on TV. We're in the entertainment business, buddy.
Okay, sorry. This was shocking.
Look at the prince. That's the highest he's ever been on the mountain. Row 2. And again, it's not left to right, but if it were, I'd have it like this.
Okay, is it? Yeah. Why is it like that?
Why
is it May?
Well, it's not left to right, but I'm telling you, if it were left to right, I might have it like, have you seen Trevor the last month? Oh my goodness, and still atop the mountain despite the loss. They scored 37 points, lost by 1 in overtime. Matthew Stafford. Coach! I know you like to dig at the mountain. It's holiday season.
Yeah, that's true.
Tell me how great it is.
This is, for the way that the league has played out this year, for the way that the quarterbacks have played out this year, the fact that you have Baker Mayfield on the bottom row, which is incredible to me because of how much you love him.
It's been 6 out of 7 weeks. It cost me $41,000.
This is one of your better mountains. This is one of your better mountains in a lot of ways, in a very unpredictable, strange year in many ways. But I'm going to make one change because I think you are being unfair to Brock Purdy. I think that Brock Purdy now, what's this, 5 in a row they've won?
Yes.
He's got 9 touchdowns and 1 interception in the last 3 games. And then I get that you love what Caleb did after the onside kick, but you can't discount all the things that led up to the point to where we got the onside kick, where he wasn't playing very well. And then you I don't know why you're downgrading Purdy for controlling the game completely from start to finish. And he made a bunch of really good throws in that game yesterday. There were a couple that I would say changed my mind to some degree about his ability. Not completely, but I definitely moved forward. And then if you just compare him and Caleb this season, as much as we can go apples to apples, because I know Brock has played less games, and completion percentage.
That's a big difference in completion percentage.
I know you don't love it, but we're talking about 10 points there. Yards per pass, that's different. So right on down the line, Brock Purdy's been better. And I'm cheering for Caleb, and I think Caleb does a lot of really impressive things and has improved in a lot of ways. But you can't discount what Brock has done just because of where he was drafted.
I moved him up. It has nothing to do with him being drafted.
Excellent, Coach.
Coach, what's the best ability? Put that back up.
Durability?
Well, or availability. I mean, Brock's played less than half the games of Caleb. Like it's if we're gonna do season-long stats, and there's always a tell that there's some funny math going on when instead of we just put up pass touchdowns, we do this weird pass TD percentage that nobody can translate that to.
The reason you do that is because you have to try to do apples to apples, and you can only do percentage when one guy's played 7 games and one guy's played 15.
Was he at war? Why did he not play? Why was he deemed ineligible? Yeah. Was he redshirting? One guy's been there. One guy's been there for a team that's 11-4. The other guy has been there less than half the season, and they're 11-4. It just feels to me.
So therefore, you grade him down because he had an unfortunate injury.
No, it's not that I grade him down. I'm just not going to give someone who has been here half as much time as much credit as someone who's been there the whole time. I think that's fair. I moved him up. I moved Brock Purdy up.
I was surprised to see him that high, but I agree.
I moved him up.
Well,
Thank you, bro.
The fact that Caleb's as high as he is.
I don't know. I mean, it's the greatest.
Purdy was so
in
good, he
history,
didn't need the
potentially,
heroics. You know, he didn't leave room for the heroics.
No,
that's exactly
He
right.
was just good throughout the game.
That's
For 60 minutes.
Yeah.
All right, I got a few issues.
Oh, here we go.
First of all,
This is not.
Go ahead. I'm here for it, bro.
how is Flacco? Flacco threw one pass, Coach, for 4 yards last week.
No,
It was a hell of a pass.
Right.
just the
How
old
is he
guy.
on there over Shador?
Bruce,
And you
Shador's
know
been really
why.
bad.
You know this because you're a student.
Thanks.
You know why Shador's pass rating is so low because of that interception
Dude, that was his fault.
off. It wasn't a perfectly
He
thrown
threw a
pass.
bullet behind
It
a
was
guy.
beyond catchable. It hit him right here.
Bro, it was
You
100
should've
miles
caught
an
that.
hour behind him when he's running that way. That
He
was
should've
not a
caught
good
that ball.
pass.
It wasn't a great pass, but it was very catchable. I mean, come on. You got to catch that, Judkins. All right, but yeah, so Shador should be on there. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
All right. Now, my real issue is this.
Yeah.
We got to give Jared Goff some love. We got to give him some love. I'm switching him, and this might not even be enough love, but I'm switching him and Aaron Rodgers. Goff your rocker, Nick. You're Goff your rocker.
Yeah.
Grandpa.
You calling me Grandpa?
Right.
Yeah.
That's probably why you put Rodgers so high. They played last week. I get it that Rodgers won. All right? You don't like that one? That was
I
dusty.
don't know what that
It
even
was
means.
Dusty.
Is it Phillip
Dusty loved
Rivers
it.
or is it a Nick
Dusty
reference?
said it was his best work.
Off your rocker.
He said that direct quote
Rodgers.
might be my best work.
He went to Jared Rodgers.
Anyway, focus on what I'm saying.
I'm confused.
All right, Jared Goff, they played last week.
Yeah.
Goff had more touchdowns, 3-1. Had a higher pass rating, like 102 to 92, something like that. Threw for more yards. Threw for over 300 yards. All right. Lost because he had 15 yards rushing as a team, and Aaron Rodgers got 230 yards rushing. And so Goff is second in the league with 32 touchdown passes and only has 5 interceptions. I mean, it's incredible. He's second in the league in passer rating with 109. He's third in the league in yards per game, 269. He's completing 69% of his passes. I get it, like, he's not, there's something about him that doesn't jump, superhero doesn't jump off the screen.
You know what it is.
I'm just saying he should be higher. He should be higher than he is. The dude has had a great
wants him to
year.
live with Rodgers.
I'm moving him and Aaron Rodgers, switching him and Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers just outplayed him.
No, he didn't.
What was the
Did
score?
you not hear anything I said?
What was the score?
He threw 3 times as many touchdowns as Rodgers.
Jared Goff's
Rodgers
going to be like,
threw
hey,
one touchdown.
we don't really only have 15 rushing yards, do we, Coach?
Yeah, so you know
I'd
what?
like
Let
to-
me
I'm gonna-
throw for 350
I'm
yards.
going to change the play at
which
the
is
line
what he
of
did.
scrimmage.
You think, yeah. So
I'm
that's
an Aaron
my.
Rodgers guy all of a sudden.
Evidently.
Nick.
Rodgers having a nice year. That's a little too high.
It just feels like I have got to give Rodgers credit for this heater. And maybe it's
They had a
expensive
better
Goff.
record this point last year.
Yes, that is true, but this point
forget
last year they were amidst collapse, and this point this year it feels like they are cresting. That's what I would say. And I think they're going to beat the Browns this weekend. This is projection. This is not so much about the Mountain. Just say it real quick. I think they're going to beat the Browns this weekend, and I am telling you, the Steelers playing in the wild card round off a bye, when whomever they played seemingly played a meaningful Week 18 game, is going to be so helpful. They win this week. They go back to Pittsburgh. They don't have to play any of their old guys. They then have a home playoff game. If they are playing any team other than Buffalo in round one, I think I'll pick Pittsburgh.
Texans?
Yes,
Chargers.
absolutely. I think
Really?
yeah. Off a bye with those teams like the Chargers playing a Week 18 war that they lose to Denver, and then all of a sudden they have to go to Pittsburgh. I don't like that. And it's not because I love it. I don't like it.
I have a question to start
Uh-oh.
this Mahomes Mountain.
Yeah.
What is the statute of limitations
Uh-oh.
on I told you so's? Because I feel like I need to roll this out yet again. But I'm like, man, I don't know. Maybe I'm getting annoying to the audience or my fellow castmates.
What is the what?
Statute of limitations? Or statute of limitations.
Statute of limitations? It's endless. Go ahead.
Vikings, I told you.
Oh, good one.
I said 14 wins and 4,300 yards. It's nothing to shake a stick at. No. No, it's just the system. We'll offer Sam Darnold some symbolic contract that he's not going to accept to sort of play a game, but we're going to go with J.J. McCarthy, who is injured yet again. Just a little bit of hubris on the Minnesota's Kevin O'Connell, and he can make everything work. Well, let's look at how Sam Darnold is doing. How he did last year, everybody thought it was an aberration. How he is doing this year. Vikings, Sam Darnold is 14-3, 12-3. Yards, very similar. Yards per pass, even better. Touchdowns down a little bit, but passer rating down just a hair. Game-winning drives, 5-4. So Sam Darnold's the real deal. And I just think if we're going to have Caleb up, and I don't want to be the Caleb hater, but Caleb had a very pedestrian game outside of the last two drives. And it wasn't like, hey, Caleb needs to change his whole narrative. I know there was a little Packers-Bears thing, but this was Sam Darnold's narrative career hanging in the balance, and he turned it around. And beating the number one defense, not a defense that was riddled with injuries.
So, listen, I
think want Sam Darnold
I think your
probably
greater,
switching.
I think your greater Darnold points are fair. The distinction I would draw is between Caleb's comeback and Darnold's comeback. Caleb had not done anything really well in that game. He hadn't had the disastrous mistakes that had dug his team a hole the way Darnold did. Also, the comeback for the Bears was all Caleb's plays. It was Caleb's play on fourth down.
It was an onside kick.
No. I'm right. I totally agree.
In the kickoff return, he's getting penalized for it. Darnold is.
I'm not. There's a difference between penalizing someone and not giving them credit for it. The Rashid Shaheed returned a punt for a touchdown. Then on the next drive had a reverse that got them down into the red zone. And from that moment forward, Darnold delivered. But Darnold had dug them the hole. Rashid Shaheed dug them 80% of the way out of it, and then Darnold finished the job. Caleb had done next to nothing and then made brilliant play after brilliant play. And so I think that's I think, at least for me, a fair distinction. Your overall point that we need to retroactively take some credit away from Kevin O'Connell that we gave him last year for Darnold's season is fair, because Kevin O'Connell has not been quarterback whisperer genius this year, and Sam Darnold has been as good this year as he was last year. That, I think, is a fair point. And classic 2 by Kevin Wildes. I don't sign those very often. Eventually correct about Sam Darnold. Good job.
Still not the Sam Darnold guy on the show.
Buddy, you
But
are.
I do
You're sending
support
out
him.
weird,
You're
loving
big time
tweets.
Darnold.
Why am I rooting so
Darnold
hard
guy.
for Sam Darnold right now? Is that 2-point conversion the play that turned Sam
You're right.
Darnold's career
You act
around?
like the 2-point conversion is just kicking a field goal.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.